So position, velocity, and acceleration as our next review topic. Object moves according to, so I'll give you some function, 3t fourth minus 56t cubed plus 294t squared is what I have here. Don't be intimidated by large numbers. You do have a calculator. We're supposed to find v of t, a of t, find the velocity at t equals 4, the acceleration at t equals 4, moving right or left at t equals 4. We're going to justify that. And when does it reverse direction? We're going to justify that. We're actually justifying everything. Always. However, when your AP exam says justify your answer, that means there's a very specific justification they are looking for, okay? And then the last question is going to be speeding up or slowing down at t equals 4. Justify that. All right, if you want, take a moment and see if you can answer these on your own, and but if otherwise, you can just sort of watch. All right, so v of t is just s prime of t, that's all. So v of t is s prime of t. And by the way, if you just write that, v of t equals s prime of t, then if you make a mistake over here, at least by saying it was s prime of t, you've already earned yourself a point, both on my quiz and often, but not always, on the AP exam, just by writing something that you know that it's s prime of t. All right, so what's our f prime? We're going to have 12t cubed minus 56 times 3, 168. T squared, and then plus 294 times 2. It's going to be like 300 times 2, which is 600, minus 12, 588. Yeah, 588 t. All right, and then find acceleration at t. So acceleration is s double prime, so that's equal to 36t squared minus 336t plus 588. All right, so that's all you have to write for those. Now it says find the velocity at t equals 4. So we need to show that we're plugging in, to s prime of 4. And this is the justification right here, just s prime of 4. So you don't have to show plugging in 4 here. You can just go to your calculator here, which is what I would do. And I would just say, okay, we're plugging in 4 to this equation. So I'm going to go 12 times, well, I know 4 cubed is 64, so let's at least do that. And then minus 168, t squared is 16, so times 16. And then plus 588 times 4, I don't know that one off the top of my head, so I'll just stick it in there. And I get 432. Okay, it's 432. This problem didn't ask for units, but if they do ask for units, it's velocity, so it's meters per second. Okay, again, your justification for this is just saying s prime of 4. All right, if you just do this, you failed to justify. If you write, but just writing s prime of 4 is like, you don't have to write 12 times 4 cubed minus 168 times 4 squared. That's just arithmetic. The calculus is show that I know that I'm plugging 4 into s prime. That's your justification. Same for acceleration. Your justification is s double prime of 4 equals what? Again, this is also worth a point in case I make a mistake over here, trip over my calculator or whatever, and I get the wrong answer. By saying that I knew it was s double prime of 4, I'm probably going to get half or more than half of the points for that section. All right, so now I got to do 36 times 4 squared, which is 16, minus 336 times 4 plus 588, and I get negative 180. So negative 180 meters per second squared. All right, now, is it moving right or left? Again, so when the exam specifically asks you to justify your answer, so we're always justifying our answer by showing the work, and like I said, this is a justification. When we say justify, we're looking for a specific kind of justification, like what do I use to justify left or right? Well, I need to know whether s prime is positive or negative. So I say, let's see, s prime is positive, so that means the object's moving to the right at t equals 4. So we're going to say moving right at t equals 4 because s prime of 4 is positive, right? So we don't have to say what s prime of 4 is because we already said that up here. We do have to say it's positive. And this is the justification that we're looking for, because s prime of 4 is positive. You cannot say because it's positive. What's positive? You cannot even say because s prime is positive. You cannot say because the velocity is positive. S prime and the velocity are not always positive. S prime, the velocity, is sometimes positive, sometimes negative. You have to say S prime at t equals 4 is positive. You could write that in words if you wanted, because the velocity at t equals 4 is positive. All right, you could write that. But you have to refer to at t equals 4. Okay, when does the object reverse direction? Here's where you have some actual work to do. When we see reverses direction, we're going to set S prime of t equals 0. And just write that because that's already going to be worth a point in the quiz, and often that's a point already on the AP exam. So kind of AP exam joke is just write S prime of t equals 0 on every problem and you'll get some points. That's true, but you'll still get a 1. All right, so we're going to set this equation, our S prime equation, equal to 0. 12t cubed minus 168t squared plus 588t equals 0. Don't be intimidated by the fact that you have large numbers. They're just numbers. And, you know, generally, like I set these things up in order to be able to factor them. That's, in a way, why the numbers become so large, so to make sure things factor with whole numbers. So I'm thinking I can probably factor a 12 out of all that, right? I'd see the 12, and I probably 168 can divide by 12, right? Let's just check that. Yeah, it's 14. Okay, so it's going to be t squared minus 14t, and let's see if 588 can divide by 12. 588 divided by 12. Oh my God, it's 49. Hey, how about that? So it's 49 equals 0. And then you want to be able to factor what's in here. Oh, look at that. 14 and 49 is so nice. It means we have t minus 7 squared. And be watching for these squared because that's a multiplicity. That's going to tell you whether we reverse direction or not. So then your solutions are t equals 0 and t equals 7. But the t equals 0 is multiplicity 1 because it's the power 1. And the t equals 7 is the multiplicity is 2 because that's power 2. All right. Now what we're going to say is that the object reverses direction at t equals 0 because t equals 0 has odd multiplicity, but not at t equals 7 because t equals 7 has even multiplicity. So, right, remember what that means is the object reverses direction at solutions to this equation that have odd multiplicity, because graphically that odd multiplicity means the derivative S prime passed through that solution. So we have t equals 7, t equals 0. All right, you know, your graph of S prime, this is a positive cubic, so it's going to go like this. All right, so the only time S prime changes sign is negative to positive. So you may justify this either in terms of multiplicities as we did here, or graphically here, in which you would say reverses direction at t equals 0 but not t equals 7 because S prime of t only changes sign at t equals 0. All right. Often on the AP exam, there will be a solution that you are going to discount for a specific reason, but sometimes the point structure is such that you have to show that you considered both solutions and discarded one for a specific reason. So keep that in mind. If there's more than one solution, but only one is valid for a specific reason, you need to show that you know that and how you know that. All right, and number 7, speeding up or slowing down. We just need to know if A of t and V of t have the same sign. Okay, now if we look at S prime of 4 is 432, S double prime of 4 is negative 180, one's positive, one's negative. So we're going to say, and the justify, the specific formulation for the justify is like this. The object is slowing down at t equals 4, and we have to say that at t equals 4 because it's not always slowing down, because V of 4 and A of 4 have opposite signs, and that's the justification. You have to specify the value you're evaluating at, so you can't just say the velocity and acceleration have opposite signs. You have to say the velocity at 4 and the acceleration at 4 have opposite signs. That's a full justification for this. Okay, so remember that if your V of t and A of t, if they have the same sign, then I'm speeding up. And if they have opposite sign, then I'm slowing down. And that's everything we can say so far using derivatives about position, velocity, and acceleration. We'll be able to say more once we learn about integrals.